My name is Jenny Doan. I'm a quilter, and I'm a mother, and I'm a grandmother. 2008 was when all the markets crashed. We lost our retirement. Hamilton was losing hope, and my husband and I were losing hope.
My sister and I, we challenged ourselves to help figure out a way to help them.
Our kids bought us a quilt machine. It was very humble beginnings.
We were just a cute little shop, just like everybody else.
One day, Al came in and asked me if I wanted to do tutorials, and I was like, sure, honey, what's a tutorial? I had not a clue. Hi, everybody, I'm Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.
YouTube gave us the opportunity to really differentiate. We got to 1,000 subscribers year one, and now we're at 300,000 subscribers. We started carrying all the fabrics that Mom would use in the tutorials. Now, we're the world's largest provider of pre-cut quilting fabric.
In the beginning, we were just shipping 10 orders a day.
Now we ship 5,000 orders a day.
Opening a business in Hamilton kind of sparked things.
We've got 14 quilt shops in town, 3 restaurants, a little hotel. We had over 100,000 people come to Hamilton last year.
Oh, we love Jenny.
We love Jenny.
My whole life, I've always wanted to own a business. None of that would be possible without the Missouri Star Quilt Company.
All I have to do is open my door and bake my goods, and Missouri Star does the rest.
YouTube has enabled my family and I to bring hope to the town and to the people who live here.
What a great story. We love Missouri Star Quilt. I'm so thrilled to welcome you to the Partners Connect and Get Your Business Online event with Google. We're broadcasting live from Mountain View, California, and we're so glad you're all here with us today. My name is Christina, and I'm part of the small business marketing team here at Google. Today, we have an amazing lineup of speakers who are here to talk about getting your business online and using the web to reach more customers. We'll also take a look at some new Google tools that can help you get started. But before we begin, here are 2 things to remember. First, the partners in the room today can help answer your questions both during and after our broadcast. Many of them have been certified by Google to help you grow your business online and are true experts in their field. Second, we'd love to answer your questions and hear your feedback on Twitter. Just remember to use #PartnersConnect to join the conversation. Now, it's my pleasure to turn things over to our first speaker, Joe DeMike. Joe is our head of agency innovation at Google, and he's joining us today to share his thoughts on how digital tools can help you grow your business and how you can use the web to reach the right customers and the right time. Take it away, Joe.
Thanks for inviting me to speak today. I'm going to talk about getting your business online and using all of the tools that Google offers to bring your online marketing to the next level. First off, I'm going to talk about the local landscape. And when I'm talking about local, I'm talking about people searching for things to buy, products or services that are around them, that are near them in their neighborhoods. It's important to note that billions of local searches are conducted every single month on Google. And for all of the mobile searches that we have, 30% of those searches done on a mobile phone have local intent, meaning it's people that are saying, where can I buy this product or service, or where can I find this museum near me or around me or in my neighborhood. We've seen a 34x increase actually in Google searches for things that are near me over the last 4 years. So this is a very, very important explosion. And it's important for your business to realize that marketing using mobile as a mindset is incredibly important as well. You don't want to miss out on this. In fact, mobile makes up about 84% of all these near me searches, meaning if someone says near me in their search, pizza restaurants near me, Chinese restaurants near me, etc., 84% of those searches were conducted from a mobile phone. So that's really important because people have a really strong purchase intent when they're buying from mobile. So the impact isn't just felt online when people do mobile searches on their cell phone or when they do searches on their desktop computer for searches around them. 85% of all transactions are still happening inside of a store. So what does that mean? It means that even though people are searching online to find something, to buy something, they're still going to the store in most cases to make the purchase, or in the case of a service like a spa, they're still going to the spa to get that service. 3 out of 4 people who conduct a local search on their smartphone visit a related business within 24 hours. So as I said before, these searches where people are looking for things that are near them, 84% of the time those happen on a mobile device, and 3 out of 4 of those local searches, the people actually go to visit the business within 24 hours. So because of that, you are missing out on people who really, really want to buy at your store 85% of the time if you are not advertising or marketing yourself in a mobile format or on a mobile device. So more than a quarter of the searches that are local searches result in a purchase. So those are very important statistics as well. If you start backing into your conversion funnel of the people who are buying from you, how many of those people came into your store, how many of those people found you online on a mobile device or a regular device, or a laptop device, how many of those people conducted a search. You can back all the way out to find that it's really important to make sure that you are online and you've got your business online. We've seen consumer behavior really evolve over the last few years, even since 2010. People are more likely to want to act immediately, acting on a stimulus. They come across a thought, I think I need something, and they really want to go on their phone and find where they can buy it immediately. They have much higher expectations over making sure that these products and services are available to them, that they have a frictionless experience when buying it. What is friction? Friction is when they would go online to make a purchase and maybe can't get through the shopping cart, or they go online to find out when your store is open and your store hours aren't there, so they can't get to you, or they don't know when to come to you. So they have high expectations because many businesses do digital really, really well. So you've got to meet that standard, meet that bar. A lot of unscripted decisions. So people are more loyal to getting their need resolved than they are to having their need resolved by a particular brand. Let's say, using the spa example, let's say you want to get a massage. You normally go to this place to get a massage, but for some reason you can't book one. You'll go to the place across the street because they have an opening. You're less concerned about the brand as you are with getting your need immediately resolved. And that's something that we've seen evolve over the years. People were not always behaving that way in the past. The internet has sort of made that to be more of a common thing. Now, a lot of businesses have been forced to adapt as a result. You can imagine how the taxi industry has changed as a result of ride-sharing companies like Uber and Lyft. Another great example here is if a car is not available on one platform, maybe you just grab another, or if it's going to take 10 minutes for a Lyft to arrive, maybe you say, I'll just pay more and jump in that taxi or whatever. This is the immediacy that we have now to get our needs resolved. It's an efficient world. People are in much more of a hurry to have their needs resolved because they usually can have them resolved faster. Businesses have adapted in a lot of other ways. We used to always go and book a hotel when we wanted to go somewhere. Now we have a lot more options with all of the properties that are available for us to use, vacation rentals and others on Airbnb and HomeAway and all of these other properties. So we have caused whole industries to adapt because of the way the internet has made solving your need immediately and near you available to you. Now, a lot of local businesses are taking advantage of this and are doing really, really well. Here's one, Riff Raff in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So Riff Raff was started by Kirsten Bowers in 2009. She was a senior at the University of Arkansas. And she wanted to create a boutique for women that was founded by a woman. She did really well with this. It was a homegrown boutique on the edge of town. And even though it started as a tiny pop-up store, they created an online storefront using digital marketing, and they were able to grow their business so that now they're operating out of a 6,000 square foot facility, and they have over 800,000 followers on social media, and they ship products all over the globe. So it's very, very exciting. They do stay true to their roots. They employ an all-woman workforce, which I think is fantastic, and they started off just as a local business, again, on the edge of town in Fayetteville, Arkansas. A lot of recent data suggests that almost all of our growth, or most of our growth, is going to come from digital platforms. So we're going to see TV, radio, and print. Those are declining in terms of channels that are available to you to market, advertise your business, whereas digital is really, really growing. So just the base case for you is you should be moving your spend over to digital as more and more eyeballs are moving onto digital. People are spending less time in front of print media, in front of radio, as they are on their phones or on their computers. How much time? Well, an awful lot, as I'll show you in just a minute. Keep in mind that there are around 29 million businesses in the United States that have 500 or fewer employees. So we would call those SMBs, or small and medium businesses. Now, they may not be small to you, and they're certainly not small to me, but this is the Small Business Administration's definition for small business in the United States. 99.7% of all businesses in the United States fit that definition, 500 or fewer employees. Digital tools create a huge opportunity for those businesses to grow, because your use of the digital marketing tools is not something that a big business would necessarily dominate. You can compete with larger companies and grow your business really quickly with digital. Digital scales really easily, so you can expand once you have really good targeting online, you can expand the area that you're targeting if you want to add international shipping or other things. Multiple locations, for example, for your service business. So these digital tools can really help your business adapt and grow your market and market share, grow your customers. Now, mobile, I've been talking a little bit about, but I want to give you some hard statistics on mobile, or the way people use mobile devices. People will check their phones on average about 150 times a day. That is a lot. And it's backed up by some great research by Kleiner Perkins, Caulfield and Byers. So 150 times a day, the average person checks their phone. And they will spend about 1 minute and 10 seconds checking their phone on average. Now, sometimes half the time it's less than that, and half the time it's more than that, but much of the time it's about 1 minute and 10 seconds. That's a total of 177 minutes spent on your phone every single day. Think about that. Are you watching that much TV? Are you listening to that much radio? Are you focused on ads that often? You're going to be able to spend a lot of time online. That means your customers are spending that much time on their mobile device. Also, another really important thing to think about here. If the average time spent checking a cell phone 150 times a day is 1 minute and 10 seconds, that means your session with that device is 1 minute and 10 seconds. If you operate an online store where people can purchase on your website or book an appointment for a service on your website, can they get from performing a search to selecting your business of the available choices on the search results page, to getting to your website and loading it? Does your website load quickly enough? To finding the product or service they want to purchase, putting it in their shopping cart, and getting all the way through the checkout. Can they do all that in 1 minute and 10 seconds? Half the time, they have less than that. Before they lose interest. And that's a problem for your business. So think about friction, all the things that would keep them from doing that process I just described really, really quickly, really, really effectively. Now, the old reality is that everything was anchored around physical locations. People would get in their car, spend a half a day at a shopping plaza, and be able to walk around and see what was available. And the things that were at that plaza, that was in their realm of consideration. So they wouldn't really look at a product or a service that wasn't right there in front of them physically. Foot traffic directed decision making. That is no longer the case. Now, even when you're shopping in one store, you can whip out your phone and find a similar item or from somewhere else. And that's an advantage for you if you aren't located in a shopping center that has a lot of foot traffic. You can generate your own virtual foot traffic by putting your business out there on the internet. We have seen a 53% decrease in store traffic from 2010 to 2014. So over those 4 years, 53% decline in the people who come into a store. But that has been matched by a doubling of the amount of money each person spends in the store in the same period. So think about that. You have half the people coming in, but every person that comes in spends twice as much. So that's pretty good in terms of keeping your revenue stable. But what's really important here is it's now more of a cost to you to lose out on a customer who's searching to find your business and doesn't find it. So it's very important for you to make sure that if someone's checking their cell phone 150 times a day, and one of those times they're looking for a product or service that you sell, that you are there for them. Otherwise, you're going to lose twice the value you would have lost from someone not coming in. Now, local businesses who do a really great job with digital, they are winning because it's helping them with 3 main areas. One area is reaching more customers. One area is growing their revenue, and another area is creating new jobs. So I'll talk about each of these three things. Again, these are local businesses that have embraced digital. We know by comparing them to businesses who've not embraced digital how much better they're doing. So in terms of reaching more customers, last year, digital small businesses were 3 times more likely to increase their calls, their leads, and their sales inquiries. So very powerful message there. You can be far more likely to increase your activity for your business if you are available through digital media. The top 20% of the digitally advanced small businesses sourced 43% of their customer base from interstate or from overseas. So if you're not selling your product or your service internationally or outside your state, digital will allow you to do that. And the best digital companies, 43% of their customers come from that source. Imagine you can almost double your business by going online. A great example is Alpaca Direct. So back in 2005, these folks in Hayden, Idaho, started a little store selling yarn, and they decided they were using alpacas that they were raising on their family farm, their family ranch. They launched a website back in 2005. Today, they've got 100,000 customers in 30 countries for this yarn. They've got double-digit annual growth, and they've got 92% of their sales coming from the web. This is just a small business in Hayden, Idaho, selling alpaca yarn and other alpaca-related things. Now, 92% sales on the web, 100,000 customers. So this is a great example of how you can reach more customers through digital. Growing revenue is another advantage you have by getting your business online. So over the last year, digital revenue growth was 4 times as high for businesses who used digital marketing techniques versus those who did not. And those top 20%, the most digitally advanced businesses, which it's not hard to get to that top 20%. If you think it's not easy, it's not easy, but it's not impossible. You can do it. Those top 20% of the most digitally advanced businesses, they earn 2 times as much revenue per employee. So that is a huge advantage, again, for growing your revenue. Majestic Heliski. Heliskiing is tons of fun. They had their first ski season just back in 2013. They started promoting their business on one of Google's advertising tools called AdWords. It's our flagship product at Google for advertising. Now, just in a few years, they've more than doubled their guests and they've more than doubled their revenue, growing 20% year over year. They've got an expansion plan to expand their air fleet and to purchase a ski lodge, which I think is incredibly exciting for a business that didn't exist just 5 years ago. Creating new jobs is another great way that companies that have embraced digital beat companies who haven't. So SMBs that leverage digital, they're 3 times as likely to have created jobs in the last year. And the top 20% most digitally advanced SMBs, 35% more likely to see employees grow. So this is fantastic. Being able to create new jobs in your community, that's something that you just can't equate to almost anything else. You're giving people a livelihood. Dreamstyle Remodeling has been in business since 1987 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In 2013, they decided they were going to go digital. So they started using a lot of digital marketing tools, and they were able to hire 250 new employees since then. And now they plan to hire 500 more employees by 2020. So this is a huge advantage for a local business in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And I think all of us can sort of appreciate how an older business can evolve and can become a digital powerhouse. Now, how can Google help? Well, we've got 7 properties with over 1 billion people using them. Chrome, Gmail, Google Search, YouTube, Android, or our Android phone platform, Google Maps, and Google Play. We've got a lot of tools that are designed for marketing, and those marketing tools are really the ones that we focus on for helping grow your business. I'm going to give you a quick step-by-step sort of how-to. The first thing I would tell you to do is to create a free business listing. It's free, so you really can't lose here. A business listing lets your business show up in search results on a mobile device or on a desktop device. These people who perform searches, who have a need that they need to satisfy, if they type in the specific name of your business, maybe they've been there before, or maybe they've heard about it from a friend, then you'll get a card over on the side with all of your information. They can also access that card by clicking on a search result when they search for the type of thing that they're looking for that you maybe sell. This information would include a map to your business so that they can visit you in person. It would include your phone number, your address, your hours of operation, reviews about your business, all of these things, photos. People love to look at photos and see the inside of a business before they go. So it's a great way to have a storefront without even having somebody in front of your store. You are going to learn a little bit more about creating this business listing, but it's important to note this is free, so your return on this investment is always going to be positive. It's a great way to get get people to come into your business. Organic results. Google offers organic search listings on a search engine results page, which comes from when someone performs a search in Google and then they get that results page back that has all the information on it. There are organic results that are results that represent a website where the information can be found that the person's looking for. It doesn't cost anything to get listed in Google Search's organic results. When these organic results appear and someone clicks on them, there's no fee to go to the website to be paid for someone clicking on these organic results. The effort that's taken to get your search result up to the top of the page, that's called search engine optimization. It's different from search engine marketing, which is more of the paid version stuff that I'll talk about next. But search engine optimization is getting your website up to the top of those search results. It's a great way to get business for your business and not have to pay anything. So again, the return on this investment is great. Next off is Google's paid advertising products and services. So if you take a look again at a search engine results page, the advertisements can appear at the top or at the bottom of that page. And they appear around the organic results, and they're clearly labeled that they're an ad. These are paid placements. If you look on the example here on the screen, you've got this carousel with pictures on it at the top. Those are shopping ads, and those are for online retailers. But there are many types of ads that are available. So these paid placements are placed there using Google's AdWords or AdWords Express products. These are placed there by you bidding on keywords. So when someone types in a keyword that they're searching for, you would have placed a bid for that keyword, and then your ad would show up on the page. When someone clicks on that ad, and only when they click on that ad, are you charged for whatever the bid was. So maybe it's 50 cents, maybe it's $1, something like that. They click on that ad, and then you get charged in your account. This is why they're called pay-per-click ads. You don't get charged if they just look at the ad and then they don't take any action. And this is a great revolution in online advertising, of course, because you are only paying for people who have shown a lot of interest in the product or service that you're offering. And as opposed to older traditional methods of advertising where you put a billboard up and lots and lots and lots of people see it. You're paying for everyone to see it, but maybe very few of those people actually find what you're selling relevant to them at that time. So if you need an expert to help you manage your online ads, I highly recommend that you contact a Google partner. And if your choices right now are either I don't do digital at all, or because I feel like I'm not maybe technically savvy enough to do digital well, I would have to get a partner, then between those choices of not doing digital or getting a partner to help you do digital, definitely get a partner. Partners, they're not free, they're services, they're a business just like you, but the overall benefit to you is much better than if you were to not do any digital marketing at all. So I highly recommend that you take a look at google.com/partners. We have the ability to help you search for a partner that's in your local community, if that's important to you, if you want someone that's nearby. We have someone who might have an expertise in your industry, if that's important to you. So location, the budget you want to spend, all of these things that are important to you, we can help you find partners to help manage your digital presence online. And again, this is too important to let go even one more minute. You should definitely do this. Okay, that's it for me, and I hope you learned a lot during this session. I really hope that you're successful getting your business online or growing your business online. And I just want to say thanks for the time and great luck to you.
Thank you, Joe, for sharing how digital tools can help you grow your business and find your next customers. It's always amazing to see these success stories. Now, I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Stasia Kudres. She's part of the Get Your Business Online team, and she's here to talk about how you can use Google's digital tools to connect with the right customers in the right place at the right time. She'll also provide some strategies that you can implement with your partners today. The floor is yours, Stasia.
Thanks, Christina. Hi, everybody. My name is Stasia, and as she said, I'm from Google's Get Your Business Online today. Get Your Business team, Get Your Business Online. Hey, everybody. Warming up. So thank you again for Joe for introducing the local landscape. And my presentation is going to focus on the how you're actually going to do it. So as you've probably already gathered, it's critically important that your business appears on any device when consumers want to know, go, do, or buy. Every single day, consumers are turning to whatever device is handy to act on their needs. It used to be that when we started building websites, we would think about mobile optimization as sort of a secondary priority, but that is no longer the case because now about half of your traffic is going to be coming from mobile devices. And when people go into stores, when they're doing their shopping, smartphones have become an indispensable tool for doing that research. And it's a significant trend. On Google, we've seen that shopping-related searches have been increasing 120% year over year. And it is no longer true that consumers do their research on their phones but then go and buy on their computers. Now, about 30% of all online purchases are now happening directly on your smartphones. So the takeaway is that no matter what device a consumer is using, you need to make sure that your website is there and it's easy to use when they get there. Now, let's talk about some ways to grow your business with Google that can apply to all of the devices that consumers are using today. Let's start with the first, business listings on Google. So you may have seen information about a business appear in various places, whether that's on the right side of Google search or on the results page or at the top of a search results page or on the map or on Google Maps when you're actually seeing the listings on the side. And that business information is often being pulled from a tool called Google My Business. And Google My Business is free. It lets everyone update their business information and maintain their listing, and it works on all devices. It works on all computers, laptops, smartphones, all operating systems, so consumers can find you no matter how they are getting online. Now, to create a Google My Business listing, a business owner will create an account, and then they will enter their business information, and then they will complete a verification process. The verification process confirms that the business is where you say it is. In most cases, a business is verified by requesting a postcard. That's mailed to the business address with a PIN code included. And then the business owner goes back and enters the PIN code, and voila, the business is then verified. So in some cases, you may look and see that you already have your business information appearing on Google. And you're like, all right, well, I'm done. I don't need to do that. But it's really important, even if you haven't actually created the listing yourself, to go ahead and claim it if you're the business owner. Because once you do that, then you have the ability to go in and edit the information and make sure that it's up to date. You'll also get all these other features like the ability to respond to reviews and to see reports about how people are interacting with that information. If you want to get started, you can visit our website. It's gybo.com/business. Click on the View My Listing and then enter your business name. So it's going to show you a report that tells you if and how your business appears across Google, and then it will walk you through the process step by step of creating or claiming your Google My Business listing. Now, once you've actually created or claimed the listing, there's several things that you can do to help it stand out and to use it to its full advantage. First and foremost, add all of the information. Just like anything with Google, the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it, because people are looking for answers. And if your business listing has all the information that a consumer wants and needs, then Google is going to be more likely to actually show it when people are doing the searches. Now, when you're waiting for that verification process to happen, if you've requested the postcard, you do have that period of time before your edits can go live. But in the meantime, start working on building out your listing. So the easiest place to start is making sure that you have all of the information. include your address, your phone number, your hours of operation. Make sure everything in there is up to date. Did you know that 40% of local business searchers are trying to find the hours of operation? You can edit that right within your Google My Business listing. And you also have the option to add special hours for holidays or days when you may be open late or closing earlier, close for the day to go fishing. So go in and number one, add all of your business info. Okay, here's another way to help your business listing stand out. Add photos. They really can help your listing stand out from others. High quality, compelling images that show your product, your employees, whatever it is that's going to help sell your business. Businesses that have photos get on average 42% more requests for directions than business listings that do not. Now, when you go into your Google My Business account, you'll be able to go in and see what categories of photos are available to you. It depends on the category for your business. When you created your business listing, you were asked to select a category. So in my example businesses, I always use Stasia's Bakery. It's not a real bakery, but you'll see it everywhere. that's been all my slide presentations. But if I went in, I could probably see different categories for the food and the beverages and things like that because it's related to food services. So sign into your account and go and look at what options are available for your business. Now, if you have a storefront business and you really want to show off your space, another nice way to help your listing stand out is to add a virtual tour. You can request a free quote for a virtual tour from within Google My Business. These tours are not created by Google. Google certifies third-party photographers to go in and give you a free quote, and if you agree to do the work, they will come in and they will take that street view where you can actually pan around and see the inside of the store. And it's a really nice way to give potential customers an inside view of your storefront right from your listing. And the virtual tours can also be used on your website. Here's another way to give potential customers more info. Add attributes. So available attributes can be seen by going into your Google My Business listing, editing information, and then going down to, you'll see a little link that says attributes and it has a little blue icon next to it. So click on that to see what is available to your business. They are still rolling out more attributes to different businesses based on the category of the business, but you'll see a wide range of options. Things like what kind of payment options you accept and whether or not you're wheelchair accessible or if your business is LGBTQ friendly or not. So go in, see what's available for your business, and then you can add more to help it stand out. Now, when you created your listing, you were asked to enter a phone number. And another big advantage of the phone number is that it's going to give customers an easy way to get in touch with you, especially on mobile devices, because customers who are using smartphones are then able to initiate a phone call just by pressing that call button, and that will connect them right to your business automatically. It gives people a way to get in touch with you at the exact moment that they're interested in your products and your services, and you can actually track to see how many phone calls are coming from your listing. All right, here is another reason to go ahead and verify your listing, even if it's already there and you haven't done anything to create it yet. You want to go in and claim it because once you do that, you can read and respond to online reviews left about your business that's published on Google. So how many of you out there, hi everybody, have made a purchase in the last year, whether that's a big one like a car, or you were looking for a new computer, or just some high ticket item? I'll bet if I could see you and you raised your hands that a lot of you out there probably started by going online and finding information about the product that you were interested in. A lot of you probably read reviews, and that is a growing trend. Reviews are increasingly important ways for consumers to make decisions about which products or services to buy. Now, for all of my local businesses out there who don't sell really high-ticket items, you're thinking, well, you know, how important could it be? It's really important. We're finding that more and more, even for the lower end items, people are doing their online research. I can tell you purely anecdotally, one of my colleagues was telling me about her shopping process for, what was she buying? She was buying a little plant for her patio. And the plant was about $35, $40. And she read more than 250 reviews before she decided which one she wanted to get. So the moral of that is that every business, no matter how large or how small, can benefit from encouraging happy customers to write reviews about their products and services. Now, I work with a lot of small businesses, and one of the most frequent issues that I hear is that a small business owner is nervous about encouraging reviews because they don't want to get any negative reviews about their business. So the first thing is that it's far more important for you to have reviews, and hopefully most of them are good, about your business than an occasional person who doesn't give you 5 stars. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that once you've verified your listing, you then have the opportunity to respond publicly. It's like public customer service. And even if someone does have an issue to present, your response to them shows to the public that you are engaged, that you're interested in what your customers have to say. And in either case, it's going to show that you are listening and that you care about your customers. So overall, it's going to be far more beneficial to you to actively encourage reviews left about your products, your service, your business, than to try to pretend that they're not happening at all. Now, depending on the business category you selected, you may see other features for your listing. For example, if you have a restaurant, you may see the option to include menus or offer the ability to make reservations at your place of business. So when you create or claim your Google My Business listing, go into your information area where you edit that and see what's available to you. The more you can add, the more your listing will stand out and the more you're going to get from it. Here's another great feature that you'll be able to see once it's verified. It's called the Insights Reports, and they will show you how people found and interacted with the information from Google My Business across Google Search and Maps. It's going to focus on how people use that listing and once they do, what they do once they find it. So there are going to be 6 sections that you can see. You'll see first how customers found your listing, and it's going to tell you if they found you by doing a direct search, meaning they knew the name of my bakery. It's Stasia's Bakery, and they typed that in and then they found me. Or they've just moved to the area and they'd never heard of Stasia's Bakery, so they were doing a more generic search, and because mine matched from a products and service perspective, Google was able to show it. So you'll be able to see basically how much brand recognition you have. You'll also be able to see where they found you, whether it was search or maps. You'll be able to see what kinds of actions people take. Did they request directions? Did they visit your website? Did they call you? You'll be able to see from the general area where people requested driving directions. You'll be able to see how many phone calls you got and on what days of the week and what times of the day. You can also see how many people are looking at your photos and compare that to the businesses, to similar businesses in the same category as yours, to see if people are looking at your photos. So those are just some of the things that you can get from within your verified Google My Business listing. Okay, so that wraps up the first way to connect your local business with customers. So let's talk about the second way, creating a business website. I'm guessing that a lot of you out there already have a site, or some of you may be just getting ready. You have a new business and you're in the planning stages, or you're getting ready to launch. But whatever bucket you fall into, I challenge you to take a hard look at your website and really see where you can make improvements. I'm going to give you some tips for this, but I'm going to preface this by saying that I'm basing this on the assumption that your website works and looks good on mobile devices. That is priority number 1. So assuming that it works on no matter what device I'm using, let's talk about some things that you can look at to make your site work better for your business. First of all, make sure that it has a professional, attractive design, that it's not hard to navigate around it, that it's very clear what this business offers. So if a lot of businesses are actually moving towards a more minimal design, and the idea is that the website is going to focus on your business goals more than elaborate graphics. But either way, when I get to your site, I should immediately understand or get a sense of what your business is about and what kinds of things you can offer me. Second is the navigation. Now, when I am visiting a website from my luxurious 20-inch monitor at home and I'm using a mouse, it's really easy for me to get around a website, even sites with big drop-down menus. Now imagine or compare that to somebody trying to get around your website using a phone. And so if you think about that, take the next step with your navigation, you want to keep it as simple as possible so I don't have to struggle to get through and squint to see what's happening on my phone to get into the site. Something you can do to help, especially if you have a large site with lots of web pages, is to include a search. Giving people the ability to search through the site to find what they're looking for, particularly on a mobile device, when people usually feel like they're on a very limited time, that time is of the essence, will really help them find what they're looking for within your site. Another thing that you can think about is adding useful information. The more information you have on your site that helps people answer questions, helps them find what they're looking for, the better off, the more likely it's going to show up when people are doing searches. Think about your website as the way to provide an answer when people are having those I want to know, go, do, or buy moments. If you write original, useful, helpful content that helps them find these answers, then it's a resource and it's more likely that they will come back, that they will share that resource, that they will link to it, and that Google will help send more visitors to that site because it is providing those answers. And finally, make sure that your website visitors can do stuff. And what does that mean? I'm basically talking about functionality. Now, there are many thousands of different types of businesses out there watching today's live stream. So I can't give you one tool that would be a one-size-fits-all, but let me give you an example. A small business that I worked with sells sports uniforms, and it's really cool. Your high school team, your local organization can go to their website and order uniforms for all your players. Now, when you go to their website, they actually had built a custom functionality, a design tool, where you can go in and you can pick the uniform style you want. You can pick the fabric, you can pick the colors, the stripes that you want. You can customize with the names of your players and the numbers. And then you can create that uniform, submit the order, and make the purchase right there on the website. So think about what your customers want and need. It might not be as elaborate as all that, but it might be a tool that can help them get started and get them closer to accomplishing whatever your business goals are on your website. Now, today, I'm excited to announce a brand new feature just for local small businesses. It's part of Google My Business, the business listing that I just introduced in the earlier section. This is one easy option to create a free website in just a few minutes using the information that you entered with your business listing. It's easy to update, it works on mobile devices, and it's really important that you have a website. If you don't have one yet, just as sort of a point of reference, it's about 40% of people who are doing online shopping, they're comparing business websites. And on a Google My Business listing, website is the #1 clicked on element. That's what people are looking for, whether they're using desktop or mobile devices. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, put myself on the hot seat, and I'm going to give you a live demo of this new feature of Google My Business. So here we go. Everybody can see my screen? All right, so here I am in Google My Business. I've signed into an account. I just created this fake listing. It is not verified. I made it about 10 minutes ago as an example for today's live stream. And you can see, for the folks who've already have a Google My Business listing, this should look very familiar to you. This is the dashboard interface, but there's a new link here on the side, and you will see this link to website. Now, when I created the listing, I was asked if I wanted to enter a URL. It's an optional field. I did not enter it. And now I can see here on the left side in the navigation this link to website. So I'm going to click on it to see what happens. There we go. So here I am, and voila, this is the website from Google My Business. And you can see that it is pulling information that I've already entered from the listing. And there are a few things that I can do with it. I can actually go in and I can change the design. So on the left-hand navigation, you see this link that's labeled themes. And if I click on that, I can select a different theme, which will, as you can see in the center, change the layout, the text, the font, the style of my site. So I can choose the one that I think fits the personality of my business the best. And I'm going to go for cream soda today. Now, I'm going to save that theme. Now, because I had a category of bakery, it auto-populated with this image of the bread and the wheat behind. But I can actually change that photo here by clicking on this icon and uploading my own photo if I wished. Now, it's telling me that, okay, here's the name of my business. I'm a bakery in Mountain View. And it's saying, oh, I need to add my business hours. So what I can do here, I can click on Edit. And then I can make some changes. So let's say I want to make the title Stasia's Bakery Mountain View. So there it is. So you can see on the fly, I've updated the main title of my site. And maybe I want to change my description. So I'm going to make that the greatest cakes on the planet. All right. So now we know what I make. Now over here, so the summary header is going to be the title of basically the title of the page. So that's going to be, there's one area on the page where I can add content. And so here is where I can put that in. So let's talk about the title. Let's make it Welcome to Stasia's Bakery. And you can see right here on the fly how it's updating. And then I can click on Summary Body, and that's where I can put some text about my business. So this is your opportunity to provide a short description of your business. So I'm not going to type a whole lot here, but let's just say Stasia's Bakery has been in business since 1974. It all started in Burlington, Massachusetts. All right, so there you can see some text about my business. Obviously, I would be writing about bakery and not about myself, but you can do different cool things. You can highlight text. Let's see if I can do this. Yep, and I can add some formatting. I can bold it. I can italicize it. I can add a link to another website. If I wanted to make bullets here, I could do a numbered list or an ordered list. So there are different ways that I can format the text that's going to appear on the site. So let's just leave this how we have it, and I will save. And so there it is. Now I have picked a theme, which is a design for the website. I have added, I've updated the title of the site. I have added some intro copy. Another thing that I can do is I can actually add photos, and they will appear in a photo gallery down here. I don't have, because this was a brand new listing, there weren't any photos in there yet. But if I had already uploaded photos as part of my listing, they would have automatically appeared here. I can also go in and upload them directly from my computer, which will add them to the gallery. So I'm just going to cancel out of that. And when I am ready to publish the site, there are a couple of ways to do it. I can actually click the Publish button here at the top. I can hit Settings here, and I can click to Publish Now. I can do things like change the site language, but that's it in a nutshell. I can make a website in about 5 minutes with the information that is pulled from Google My Business. Now, when I get ready to publish the site, so it's going to say, all right, well, let's make an address for your customers to use. So what will happen here is I am able to put in my own, an identifier, a URL for my site. So let's just make this Stasia's Bakery, California, because I know I haven't used that one yet. So Stasia's Bakery, California, and Google's going to automatically add .business.site, and that will be the address for my website. If I wanted to, I could even take it a step further and register a custom domain for my site, like stasiasbakery.com. So that is another option that is available. But I can use the free stasiasbakerycalifornia.business.site address as well. And that's it in a nutshell. Let's take a look at our site. So I'm going to click on View Site, and voila, there it is. It will pull the information directly from my Google My Business listing. If I wanted to update the address or add my hours of operation, I would go back into Google My Business, put that in there, and it would automatically appear on my website. And it's as simple as that. You can go back into your Google My Business listing at any time to make changes. And if you decide that you want to take it offline, you can go back to settings and you can unpublish the website as well or republish it at any time. So that's the latest feature from Google My Business that I'm excited to announce. It is a simple one-page website for people who are just getting started, for local businesses, but it will help you get on the web. All right, so I am going to close the demo and go back to the slides. All right, again, to make the most of your website, be sure to choose the template that fits the personality of your business. Make sure you add your intro text to let people know what your business is about. Upload images to the photo gallery that really show off your stuff, and consider registering your own domain name. All right, so let's talk about the third thing that you can do to promote your local business on Google. That is online advertising. So I'll bet many of you out there can relate to this image. I can. When my daughter was about 6 or 7, she decided that the easiest way to cut these big knots out of the back of her hair was to cut them off. So what did I do? Well, naturally, I started searching for help. Google AdWords is another way that you can connect customers who are searching for things that they need, their answers that they want, with businesses that can help. With AdWords, you create ads that can target customers, whether they're local or separate ads that target a worldwide audience. There are lots of ways to help your ads stand out to local prospects. Like, you can connect your ads to your Google My Business listing to show your address with your ads. Or you can add different types of site extensions like callouts, which lets you highlight special offers with your ads. So whether your campaign is really hyper-local or it's a global campaign, one of the biggest advantages of using AdWords is that you can track it. You can see what's working, what can be tweaked, and then you can measure it, and you can test, and you can be continually making improvements on your ad campaigns, including phone calls. So as you start thinking about your advertising campaigns, try to get in the mindset of your customers. Let's go back to our haircut situation. So what types of searches might you do? You might be feeling optimistic, like thinking, okay, well, how fast does hair grow? Maybe in a week it'll be all better. I'll tell you from experience, it takes longer than you think. Secondly, maybe you were feeling a little DIY and you're like, okay, I can totally fix that. So you did a search for a tutorial on how to fix a haircut. Maybe you decided that, okay, this is way beyond my level of ability, so I'm going to call in some professional help and find someone who can fix my daughter's haircut. So you started searching for salons nearby. Or finally, you might have decided that there was just no help for a long time, so you searched for cute hats. But no matter what, if your business provides the answer, can help that searcher find what they're looking for, this is the moment. This is the opportunity when you want to show up when they're doing those searches, and advertising is another option for doing that. As you identify these key moments that potential customers maybe have, start thinking about the types of searches, the queries that they might use. So DIYers might be searching for things like how to fix haircut or haircut tutorial. People who are looking for professional help might be looking for kids hair stylists, stylists near me. And the hat sellers might be looking for buy kids hats. So once you've identified the moments, try to get yourself into that mindset, thinking about these key seed words, these queries that people might be typing in, and you can use that as the jumping off point for your keyword research. There are lots of tools available to help you do this research and to build these lists, but you want to be able to try to identify as many of the most important searches as you can to connect with people at that moment when they're looking for you. Another advantage of advertising is that there are lots of ways to reach your audience, not just search. So the display network is a great example. It allows you to show ads on different websites, different places after the search. Search is a springboard. They start there and then they're using it to find other content that they're interested in. And so now with the display network, you have the opportunity to show ads on relevant places on the internet where people are actually consuming that content. You can also use other formats like image ads and video ads. Another thing that you can think about is remarketing. So if somebody visits your website and then they have to leave, they get distracted, their child is cutting their hair, and then they leave the site, they have been in the middle of that consideration process and ready to make the purchase, but then they left. Well, with remarketing, you're actually able to show ads to customers who have previously visited your website. So it's a great way to sort of follow up and be like, hey there, I'm still around, don't forget about me. So that's another great thing that you can do using advertising. And let's talk about the third one, demographics. If you have a particular target audience, whether that's based on gender or age or household income, there are different ways that you can actually target ads to different audiences. And of course, there's always the geography option. So all of these things can show ads to people within a particular place. So for our local businesses out there who need to restrict how far their ads can show, you have the ability to make sure that your ads are only appearing to your most likely prospects. Finally, if you want help connecting with your local customers, you can tap into the experts. The Google Partners Program connects businesses with online professionals, agencies, marketers, and specialists that have been trained and certified by Google. So many of you are watching today's workshop, and yes, I'm live, at an event hosted by members of this program. So we encourage you to talk to them about your digital strategy needs and see if they can help you. So thank you so much for listening in today. On behalf of the Google Partners team and the Get Your Business Online program, I wish you great success growing and thriving online. And back to you, Christina.
Great. Thank you, Stasia. Thanks for highlighting some of the ways you can grow your business online and finding your next customers. Next, up we have our live Q&A session. We've been keeping track of your questions on Twitter and will now take some time to answer as many as we can. And it's still not too late to ask. Just remember to use #PartnersConnect on Twitter. Let's get started. Okay. Ready, Stasia?
I'm ready.
First question is Elaine from Toronto.
Hi, Elaine.
And she asked, I work out of my home, so I don't want my address to appear on Google Maps. Does this mean I can't use Google My Business?
That's a great question. I get this one a lot. So when you are creating, the short answer is yes, you can still make a listing. When you are setting up your Google My Business listing and you go through the process of entering your business information, at the bottom there will be a radio button, a little round button at the bottom that says, I deliver goods and services to customers nearby. What that basically means is that you are specifying that you are a service area business, that you work within a particular area around an address. You do need to enter your home address, so you do need to put that in when you're creating the listing, but by checking that radio button, you're hiding it from the map. So once you've done that, you get to the next step and you'll actually be asked to specify the size of your service area. And that can be by putting in a particular zip code or cities, a radius in miles or kilometers around your business. But that is going to show that you have a service area and people can't find directions to your house. So if you are a business that operates out of a residential address, you should use this option. And then people can't come knocking at your door.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
All right, next question comes from, let's say, Gonzalo from Tampa. So Gonzalo wants to know, someone left an unfair review about my business. How do I remove it?
Hi, Gonzalo. Okay, well, the short answer is usually you can't unless it violates one of Google's editorial policies or content policies. So think about reviews as publicized customer service. This is your opportunity for people who are happy or unhappy to show that you care and to respond to their needs with your point of view, your way of making it right or explaining a policy, and just the timeliness and the professionalism that you use to respond to these reviews says just as much. So my advice is to not stress about an occasional negative review. Obviously, you want more positive than negative reviews, so it's really good idea to ask happy customers to go in and write something nice about you. So after you have a good interaction, say, hey, do you mind just taking a second? If you get a chance, go and leave a review for me on Google. That is over time incrementally going to help. But don't stress about having an occasional negative review. Just respond to it with your point of view and you'll be good.
Great. Feedback is excellent. The next question comes from Deshaun from Seattle. And Deshaun wants to know, do my AdWords and Google My Business account work together at all, or do I need to handle them separately?
Okay. Hey, Deshaun. Sort of. So how's that? So AdWords and Google My Business are two separate platforms. So you will need to create separate accounts for both of them. However, there are ways that they can interact with each other. For example, in the presentation I mentioned that with AdWords, you have the ability to add different types of extensions. And one of the extensions can actually connect to your Google My Business listing, which will then associate your address with your ads, which helps people, gives even more information about your ads. You're like, oh, I know where that is. That's right down the street from me. Maybe I'll go try that business. So in that way, the two systems will interact. But no, you will need to go in and create two separate accounts for each one. Going back, take one step further. So for any of you out there who haven't used a lot of Google products, chat with the folks who are hosting today's workshop sessions. They should be able to help you get started creating a Google account. So with Google, you can make an account, and that serves as a single sign-on for getting into all of your Google properties. So you would have one username and password, and you would use that to get into your Google My Business account, your AdWords account, your Google Analytics account, etc. One more little PSA out there. If your password is 12345, no hands of shame, but I know someone out there has that password, you should change it. So one of the, it is safe and secure, assuming you have done your due diligence with your password and have something that's really hard to crack. All right.
Perfect. Last question. It comes from Olivia from Indiana. Olivia wants to know, can I set up an online store using the new design on your website, new website feature?
Olivia?
Yep.
Hey, Olivia. So no, the new website feature, it's a very simple website. It's really, at this point, it is just going to give you that opportunity to create a simple web page with the basic information about your business and some photos. So if you want to create a site that has more functionality, you're going to need to look at different platforms. You could actually go to Google Domains, and that's a place where you can actually register a domain name for your business. And Google has partnered with many other website builders that offer different types of functionality. So you can go to Google Domains to see what's available there, or talk to the folks who are actually hosting your workshop today, members of our partners program, and they might be able to help you as well.
Great, excellent. And this one comes from Scott from New Jersey. Scott wants to know, can nonprofits use my business, and are there any donated services to nonprofits?
Can Google My Business?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yep.
So a nonprofit can use a Google My Business, assuming that they have a, well, actually they can use it in two ways. If they have a physical building where people can go to, then absolutely, then you can actually have that storefront option. If it is a nonprofit that actually goes and works with clients in a particular community, again, you can set that up as a service area. The one thing that's for me is even more exciting for nonprofits, if you are a 501c3, Google has a program for nonprofits, Google for Nonprofits, that has all sorts of resources that are available to help and support nonprofits. So that would be my recommendation to go to. But yes, you can create a Google My Business listing as well.
Great. Thank you, Stasia. And that's all the time we actually have for today.
Oh, really?
We're sorry if we didn't have time to get to yours, but as we wrap up, I just want to thank you, Stasia and Joe, again for joining us to present to all of you and everyone who tuned in from across North America. We hope today's broadcast was informative, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So at g.co/partnersconnectfeedback. And as a reminder, many of the Google partners in the room are experts in all the topics we covered and are ready to assist you with growing your business online. So thank you again for spending this past hour with us. And on behalf of our teams here in Mountain View, California, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks.